Good morning. My name is Eric Eichhorst. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing with Applewood here in Freehold, New Jersey. Applewood is a continuing care retirement community where we've been located here in Freehold for more than 30 years. Today, I'm pleased to be joined by Pamela El-Ghoul from Keller Williams West Monmouth Real Estate Company, and we're looking forward to discussing today's current trends in real estate market. First, I'd like to report, though, that Applewood is pleased to welcome you for a visit. We have begun taking tours of our community using an abundance of caution and protocols to keep you, our residents, and our staff safe as you visit our community. Today, we'll be talking about the local real estate market, both not only here locally in the Freehold area, but also nationally. Giving you a little peace of mind as you consider possibly selling your home at this point in the year. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Pamela. Pamela, thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure, Eric.
I wanted to start by asking, can you share with us, tell me a little bit more about the real estate market and how things are going right now?
Absolutely, it would be my pleasure. The real estate market is doing absolutely wonderful. Most people think since the pandemic, the real estate market would not be doing so well. Well, that's the complete opposite of what's going on in the market. In my 14 years of experience, I have never seen the real estate market as busy as it is today. But don't believe me, let's hear what some of the local experts have to say. Realtor.com is calling it an astonishing rebound. Housewire, shockingly strong. Zillow, staring the pandemic right in the eye, and it hasn't blinked. The market has been nothing short of remarkable by Myers Research. And why would Realtor.com say it's such an astonishing market? Well, with the ongoing pandemic, millions of out of work, a recession, in a highly contentious presidential election around the corner, the real estate market has been doing phenomenal despite these economic conditions going on today. And one of the ways that we measure how the market is doing is looking at the Housing Market Recovery Index. And this combines 4 components: demand, supply, price, and time on the market. In the beginning of the year, in January, February, March, we were doing incredibly busy. This was the busiest time I've ever seen in the real estate market. And then during the pandemic, when everyone was quarantined, the market did dip down a bit. And the recent rebound of home sales since the pandemic did not derail home buyers. If anything, it made a home more important.
Absolutely.
And then you may know John Burns, who's a big consulting group with the Wall Street Journal and advises lots of investors. And he has said since the quarantine, this is equivalent to the Great American Move. And back in the 60s and 70s, we saw many individuals flocking out of the cities to the suburbs. And this pandemic has done just that.
And we've seen that here at Applewood as well, with people moving from Staten Island, Brooklyn, Long Island, as they're looking to get further and further away from those heavily populated urban areas and come out to the suburbs, just as you said.
Absolutely. And we're seeing a lot of the individuals from those metropolitan areas across the United States flocking into the suburbs. And they're coming with lots of cash to be buying these homes. And what's happening is there's such pent-up buyer demand. We're seeing multiple offers on homes in the suburban areas. And what's driving that since the pandemic are the number of showings time, the traffic across North America, virtually or in-person showings, started the highest in January, February, and then dipped down during the quarantine. And then week over week since the quarantine, we have above number of showings. This is a very positive sign. In fact, showings are up since last year across North America by 60%. And Eric, in the Northeast area where we're located, showings are up 76.6%. And I think because people were stuck in their homes for such a long time, and then we pair it with the low interest rates that are going on today. Mortgage rates and applications are at its all-time high right now. And then this is also paired with the low interest rates. Freddie Mac interest rates right now in September of 2002, interest rates are below 3%. This is historically in all of real estate the lowest the interest rates have been.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So would you say that the current real estate market is lending itself to say, this is in fact an ideal time to be listing and selling a home for sale?
Absolutely. We're seeing record sales in home prices right now. We're also suffering inventory. This year compared to last year, there are 35% less homes for sale right now. So the sellers are really taking advantage of this market if they're thinking of making any type of move for quality of life. Some people want to upsize, some people want to downsize, and they're looking at different opportunities right now.
Pamela, I appreciate that. It's clear that there's a less inventory and more demand. It really seems like an ideal time.
Absolutely. We're seeing homes selling across the United States, selling in less than 1 month time. The average in this area is about 22 days. I'm seeing homes. I'm seeing homes selling in 1 to 2 days. My last sale was just this Friday. We closed with Mrs. C. Mrs. C was in a big 5-bedroom home. Unfortunately, her husband passed away 3 years ago. And she's like, why am I in this big home?
Right.
So we priced it on a little bit higher than market value. And after 2 days on the market, I was proud to offer her 6 different buyer offers.
That's incredible.
So we literally shut down showings in 2 days because there was no reason. The offers were fantastic. There was no reason to have continued buyers coming in through the home. Well, we had 6 terrific offers. We waived appraisal, so we didn't have to worry about appraisal. And she netted $30,000 more than she was even anticipating.
I assume she was pleased with that result.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Another home with another client, we put it on market value. Kitchen was not, they did not have time to update the kitchen whatsoever. It was completely functional. We put it in market value right in this area. And we closed last week for $50,000 over asking price. Again, we waived the appraisal, so we didn't have to worry. So sellers are netting so much money for their home, and typical sellers, especially since 2012, have a lot more equity in their homes because the homes are selling for much higher.
That's incredible.
Making it a great time to be a seller.
Sure.
And also the buyer too, Eric, because the buyers are getting this low interest rate of below 3% as long as they are qualified buyers.
And so, it's a great transition for me to ask your advice on how to go about getting your home listed in light of the COVID pandemic we've contended with. Here at Applewood, we actually were fortunate in having 6 different households of people move in throughout the pandemic, following strict protocols and guidelines. Have you had any experience during this pandemic as well?
Actually, Eric, I don't think you mentioned it, but I had Mr. and Mrs. S move into Applewood in June.
Okay.
And we are moved in first, and now we're in the process of putting his home on the market. And again, he thought he had to do all these crazy things. He met with me. He's in a beautiful neighborhood. And they said, Mr. F, your home is beautiful the way it is. And I'm anticipating it selling within days, Eric.
That's amazing.
And he's very happy. Just so you know, I know we didn't mention it, but when I met with him the other day, he's so happy to be here at Applewood. He's very thankful for the care that his wife is receiving.
Well, we're excited to have them both on site as well, and certainly looking forward to having them both contribute to the community as we continue to reopen and get reacclimated to the new normal. That being said, it's clear you've had experience working with prospective residents of communities as they consider moving to continuing care communities. Do you feel as though you have that background as helping in the senior market?
Absolutely. I am a certified senior residential specialist.
Okay, great.
Specialize in this market. And on Thursday, I'm meeting with Mrs. K. She's in an adult community, and she's feeling very, very isolated, alone. She's having some problems with her kidneys right now, and her sister and her husband moved into a continuing care community last year, and they're having such a great time. So she wants to follow suit of what her sister is doing because she feels very alone in her adult community home, and she wants to be part of a community and be around wonderful amenities.
I believe it.
I'm meeting with her on Thursday.
Wonderful. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Wonderful. What is your advice as far as home modifications, updating? What do you advise people to do at this point, given the inventory that's out there and how quickly you're seeing homes turn over?
That's an excellent question. And most home sellers, before they invite me in, start panicking, saying, I need to do this, I need to do kitchens, I need to do baths, I need to paint, I need to do rugs, I need to do landscaping. That's not the case at this time right now. Even homes that are not even updated are getting top dollar, Eric. So most of the sellers, I tell them to remember the big D word.
What's that?
The big D word is declutter.
Okay, all right. No, we preach that as well. Absolutely.
Don't worry about painting, carpeting, kitchens, landscaping, making sure everything is decluttered, depersonalized, and the best thing is to open up some curtains, open up the blinds, let it be light-filled for the buyers to come in. And of course, making it as clean as possible.
And for people that are in need of that decluttering in their home, you certainly can rely on your marketing consultant here at Applewood to refer you and work with professional senior move managers and declutterers and downsizers. And Pamela, I'm sure you work with some as well.
I certainly do. And I also love to see the home as they're, when I first go over to see how they're living, because it's such a myth with sellers because they get so nervous. You don't have to do as much as you think you need to do. The market does not have enough inventory. You don't need to redo all of your home or anything like that. Just declutter, make it clean, make it presentable. Your home will sell with a proper marketing within days in this area.
Do you feel as though that has in fact changed in recent months because of the current climate?
Absolutely. Since the quarantine, the buyers are out in full force. You know, when realtors.com did an interview pre-pandemic, one of the buyers' desires were a new kitchen.
Okay.
Then they asked the same questions to buyers in July, and their answers were just more. Some people wanted more space, some people wanted to downsize, and the kitchens were not even part of what they wanted.
Wasn't even on the list anymore.
They're just looking for space. They're looking for a nice home in a nice community. So please don't worry if any of your sellers are viewing today about getting the home in tip-top shape. There's less inventory. Mediocre homes are selling for top dollar. And if you have a home that's off the charts, you're going into multiple offers within hours.
So can you set a timeline for people as they think about this? I think many people historically, just like you've spoken to, have talked about needing to get all of this preparation, landscaping, bathroom remodel, painting, flooring. and the advice sounds like that's not necessarily the need right now. Can you set any sort of time frame for people that are perhaps thinking of making a move, how long they can expect to have that process take place?
The homes are selling very fast across the United States. In most states, including New Jersey, homes are selling in less than 28 days. In this specific area, we're seeing homes selling between 1 and 15 days. So if someone does need to sell their home first before making a move, the process is very quick.
So with Applewood, we do have an admissions process. I'm working with a client right now that is going to be taking advantage of a fantastic incentive opportunity that we're running through the end of this year. And she's concerned that her house won't sell in time for her to be able to proceed with this incentive and move forward. And so as she finishes the financial and medical approvals here at Applewood and going through that admissions process, I'm excited to be able to relay that sort of information to her and other clients that, a move within the next 3 months is absolutely on the table at this point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Homes are selling quicker than we have ever seen them sell today.
Pamela, I appreciate that information. It's really fantastic to know that my clients and everybody that you're working with can expect a relatively short time frame. From a technology standpoint and from really being able to list and sell homes, things seem to change by the minute more so than by the year. But can you share with me what's changed for you as you approach home sales over the last few months or even over the last year or so?
Sure, Eric, that's a great question. And we have been utilizing a lot of innovative technologies to help sell homes. We are doing virtual presentations. If someone wanted to do a Zoom call with me, we can always do a virtual presentation. We're also utilizing high definition photography. And if a home does not have furniture, we are virtually staging a home with furniture so buyers can visualize how an empty home will look. We're also utilizing drone photography so we can capture outdoor spaces. We're doing virtual tours of homes as well. So buyers are able to view the home on websites or online first before they even set foot into a home, because we don't want someone coming into the home that's not a serious buyer.
And I assume that lends itself to providing far more serious buyers coming into these homes.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Sure.
Well, one of the things that has certainly not been lost on me is COVID-19. We've experienced quite a change in the way we approach selling Applewood and the way we are hosting tours and bringing people through our community. And so it's clear that the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted real estate, not only providing a little bit of a speed bump there for a couple months, but has reacted amazingly. And I appreciate you sharing some of that with us. Can you share with me a little bit what you've been putting into place to keep not only home sellers, but home buyers safe and protected as they enter into this home buying process?
Absolutely, Eric. That's an excellent question. Safety is absolutely paramount. We want everyone to be extremely safe. So as we continue to have record sales in the areas, we do have essential healthy protocols in place for all. We are, as realtors, doing health screenings for signs and symptoms of COVID for the seller and also the buyer. Masks are worn at all showings. Nobody's allowed in the home without a mask. For all of my listings, I'm providing masks at the door, booties for people to wear on their feet, hand sanitizers, gloves. We are only allowing the decision makers to go inside the home, so we're not bringing the whole entire family. It's just the decision makers that we're allowed to go to the showing.
Okay.
And we ask the sellers to make sure that they keep all the lights on, any doors open, so nobody's touching the light switches or doorknobs. So essentially, thank goodness, everybody has been very safe during the show.
Yeah, I think by and large, most people are respectful of one another and protocols that we have all had to adhere to throughout this process. Certainly, coming to Applewood is no different. As I mentioned earlier, we have resumed touring the community for marketing guests and have implemented similar protocols in requiring face masks to be worn, taking temperatures upon entering the building, completing questionnaires. So it's nice to hear that you, along with your Keller Williams outfit, have implemented those same protocols and kept everyone safe. Without that, they're not buying a home, I suppose.
That is correct.
Perfect. Wonderful. Correct. So generally speaking, do you forecast this to continue, the current trend that we're seeing?
Yes. 9 of the 10 leading economists are projecting and forecasting that the market will still continue to be strong in 2021.
Okay.
They are also forecasting interest rates to stay at a low. Bottom line is the demand at this time is very high. Inventory is at its historical low, and prices are rapidly increasing, and mortgage rates are going to be staying low. Eric, I just wanted to share with you and any of individuals that are watching, just in Monmouth County, where we're located in Freehold, from last year to this year, home prices in June increased by 8.8%, July 9.8%, and August 18.1% increase.
Wow.
Sellers are netting a lot more than they even imagined. In Ocean County, and Middlesex County are following suit in their price increases from last year to this year.
Wonderful. Yeah. And we have a lot of people coming from these areas. I know you don't work necessarily outside of this immediate area. We have a number of people who come from Staten Island and Brooklyn, as I mentioned before. Do you have any knowledge of the level of real estate turnover and transactions in those areas as well?
Sure. A lot of folks are trying to either buy up, buy down. So there's a lot of moving parts going on in all of the metropolitan areas.
Okay.
And so we're seeing even movement from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, the surrounding areas, even in Florida. We're seeing a lot of movement.
Wonderful. Well, I certainly appreciate your time today as we look to close out our year strong here at Applewood. I'm sure you hope to do the same. Moving into next year, we often advise a lot of people. My wife happens to be a real estate agent as well, and she has always, bestowed upon me that, the ideal time to have your home listed is by Super Bowl Sunday for the people who are thinking of a move throughout the spring or summer. But it sounds like that might not be the old adage any longer. It sounds like if you're ready to do it, why wait? The iron's hot now.
Usually, that's great. Usually, the real estate market starts really strong in February, March, and April. However, with the pandemic, it was delayed a little bit, so we have so much pent-up demand right now. So it's making the third and fourth quarters a wonderful time to sell your home, if that's what you choose to do, of course.
I appreciate your time. Pamela El-Ghoul with Keller Williams, West Monmouth Real Estate. She's been in this business for nearly 15 years now, correct? And so I appreciate having that kind of not only support, but knowledge joining us today here at Applewood. As I mentioned earlier, we are fully conducting tours, but if a visit here at Applewood is not something you're ready to do yet, I do encourage you to visit our website. It's www.applewood.com, very easily accessible. We have robust social media pages. If you'd like to get a feel for what happens at Applewood on a day-to-day basis, you're welcome to join us on Facebook or Instagram and even on LinkedIn. And we can certainly provide you some links to those pages, and all are easily accessible from our website as before. And so, Pamela, I do appreciate your time. I hope you have a very fruitful fall here, as we do as well. And I think it sounds like anybody that's considering making a move, now is the time where they can certainly take advantage of that.
Absolutely, Eric. It's a wonderful time to be in the seller's position. And if provide, I can send it to your home or email. Just let me know. I'd be happy to help.
Fantastic. We'll be glad to send them your way.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Pamela.
My pleasure
All
to
right.
be with
Thank
you
you.
today.
Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.